Hello, my name is Stinky and I'm giving you a tutorial on how to install the Stinky's Fire Model 1.3.1, which is what is used in games such as Fire Physics, and it is improved in Fire Physics 2.0. However, 2.0 is not open source, and 2.0 is also very buggy and it's very laggy. It's just not done, and it kind of takes a while to work on. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get the Stinky's Fire Model version 1.3.1, and the link will be in the description. So once you get that, you can finally go to your game in Roblox Studio. So the first thing you want to do here is open up your toolbox, press this button right here, and in My Models, you want to click on Stinky's Fire Model 1.3.1. It includes 4 scripts, however, obviously you need those scripts to run the fire, so it is okay. Actually, just in case, there we go. I also got teleported way out, which I'm not sure why that happens. You're not done yet, you have to install the actual fire model. So right here in info, there's a huge pamphlet that basically explains some of the details of how the fire works, what parameters it works under, and all that kind of stuff. So the first thing, all these things put contents in replicated first, replicated storage, server storage. You don't have to actually do anything. Right here in line 4, if you triple click 1, 2, 3 and copy, now this line of code installs the entire thing. So now you want to paste it into the command bar. So what you want to do is you want to press view at the top. You want to open up the output, and you want to open up the command bar. The output, if there are any errors, it will tell you about the errors. So now in the command bar, you paste the command and you press enter, and it will run the installation. And now that it has installed, things will be put in your server storage, replicated storage, and replicated first. Now once they've been put in there, don't put them in any kind of folder. They must be parented directly by server storage or whatever they were originally put in. So for example, Fireblock, their parent is server storage. You cannot change that. It must always remain that way unless you modify the script in a way where it will work. So now to use the actual fire, you want to the simplest way to start a fire is to get the block and paste it somewhere in the workspace. So we'll find where it's at right there. So there's the block. So we'll bring it all the way back up here. And let's say whenever we want to start the fire, by default it will be positioned inside of this house. So we'll just we'll put the block floating in the air just like this. And once we put it in the workspace, we want it to fall, so that way it's touching the floor and stuff. So you want to have anchor when spawned set to false, so that way whenever it spawns in, it is unanchored. So now that you have set it to where you want it to be at, whenever you want to start a fire, you'll cut it and you'll put it back in server storage by using paste into at original location. So now if we press play, we will be put into the game. Now the simplest way to start a fire without a script is to press test while testing, go to server. So right here there's a button that says current client, current server. You want to press current client, so that way you switch to server. In server storage, you want to right click and copy Fireblock and paste it at original location in the workspace. Now if we switch back to client, there's a fire block. If we just go ahead and get out, you can see that the fire is spreading properly. Now the reason it is done like this is because the script is designed in a way to be very versatile. Now the script's not super complicated. A normal person who knows how to script could probably code the fire thing, but if you have less scripting knowledge, then all you have to do to start a fire is make a clone of the fire block and set its parent to workspace. Then after that, depending on what you want to set on fire, just change its position to where you want it to start. And if you want it to be frozen, like if you want it to stay in place when starting a fire, so for example, if you're trying to set a skyscraper on fire and you don't want Roblox physics to fling the part away and there's no fire, there is one option you have. Inside a fire block at anchor when spawn, you can set that to true, and the block should remain frozen whenever you put it in the workspace. So we go here, we change to server, we copy the fire block, we paste it into our original location. Now it's frozen and it's still on fire. That's just for a little bit of extra versatility and that kind of stuff. So that's how you use the fire. So there's also some other stuff. So if the player's torso or humanoid root part is set on fire, the player's health will be set to 0. This can be avoided by either locking the torso and the humanoid root part, or by setting its material to foil. If any part has the material foil, it will not burn, as the script classifies it as water or invincible. If a falling part hits a player's torso, so after the part has burned and it has collapsed, it will fall after a certain amount of time. This is the collapse value, and it is set by default to 120 seconds. And what will happen is the part will be unanchored and it will fall. And it will fall through the map. If it hits a player while falling, a loud clang sound will play inside of the player and they will lose 25 health points. And that is how you use it. And there are also other customization options such as time to anchor. So for example, after a part is burned, it will fall, or it will be unanchored. And after, let's say we can change this to 10 seconds. After the part is burned, it will unanchor for 10 seconds and then it will anchor. And after it anchors, it will count to 120 and then it will collapse. So it unanchors, its can collide will be set to false and it will fall through the map until it is inevitably destroyed. After that, there is range value, which is set to 1. So any part in a 1 stud radius from the burning part will be set on fire after the fire is completely faded in. Then there is speed, so that's how fast the part will burn. So if it's currently set to 5, so it spreads pretty fast. So every 5 seconds, the fire will spread to another part. Okay, time to anchor is set to 30. Collapse value is set to 120. We'll go ahead and play test. We'll take the fire block, we'll paste it into original location, client, so it's there. And now what should happen is all of the parts, after they burn, they should become unanchored. So you can see that it's starting to collapse now. Yep, there you go. And now it has collapsed. I thought it was broken for a second. I was like, what's happening? And this is disabled by default in fire physics to prevent lag. And now, after 2 minutes, these parts will start to collapse. So they will unanchor and they will both unanchor and have can collide turned off. And if they hit the player during that time, the player will take 25 points of damage. So I'm standing under this part right now, and what will happen is if the part hits me while it falls, I will take damage. Yep, as you can see at the top right, I took a little bit of damage. Now the sound didn't play. I assume sound just isn't included in this version. It might have. I had to like source out the entire thing, but there's no sound in this version. However, it is easy to add a sound to it. Thank you for watching, and if you're planning to use this, then enjoy.